Okay guys, so today I'm here and I'm gonna start doing I decided to start doing something a bit different, to do a tier list for games, but for the year that they released. So I'm gonna do a tier list for the games that released in 2004, 2005, 2006 and all the way until 2024 when the year ends. And I'm only going to put games here that I played, because games that I have not played, I will not know how to rate them, of course. If I haven't played them, I'm not gonna talk about them. So, at the beginning, let's start with Flatout. This was a racing game that, man, this was so fun to play at the time. And shout out to First Place HD for the footage. And if you guys didn't know, this had a thing that was funny as hell, that if you crash the car hard enough, the dude went flying through the window and just ragdoll all over the map. It was just one of the funniest things ever. And I decided to play this game again a couple of years ago, and man, in terms of gameplay, this game doesn't hold up at all. It's funny, it's still funny to see when you crash, to see the guy ragdoll all over the place, but besides that, there's not much to it. The gameplay, it's noted to be dated and all of that, so to start, I'm gonna put the game indie. The only funny thing the game was the ragdoll mechanics, and the gameplay is stiff as hell. So next we have Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I have to be honest, this game was not that great, but this boss battle that you guys see, man, I don't know why, but I loved playing this boss battle. It was the only thing I played in the game, because at the time destructible environment was not a thing that we see often in games, and man, sometimes I would just boot the game up and play this boss fight just to destroy all the walls and the floor and all of that, because it was just, at the time, it was one of the best things. Look at this. And all the damage that the Terminator takes. But besides this boss battle, this game was very bad. And I see the movie, I'm not going to talk about the movie, it is what it is. I'm here to talk about the game, and the game, man. Next, FIFA 2005. I played this game many times with friends, and we enjoyed it a lot, but it's dated, of course. It's basically 20 years old, but I enjoyed my time at the time with him. I had my problems with it, but for fun with friends, it was good enough, and I'm gonna put it in B just because of the fun I had playing it. Next, Counter-Strike Condition Zero. This game, I gotta be honest, I was never a biggest fan of Counter-Strike. I played it with friends, and I enjoy it because I was playing with friends, of course, but I don't know, Counter-Strike was never a game for me. I think that, how do I say, it's not the gameplay but basically it only has one type of game. You enter the game, plant the bomb or defuse the bomb, whatever. And for me, that, and playing it rounds and all of that, I always liked more Battlefield and stuff like that than Counter-Strike. I know the game Counter-Strike is still going strong today, but man, for me, I was never a biggest fan. I'm gonna put it here just because of the fun I have playing with some friends, but besides that, it wasn't really my game. Next, Backyard Wrestling 2. Man, this game for wrestling fans, look at this thing. This was the funniest game to play as a wrestling fan. It's just so over the top. Look at this. Just what kind of this was, man, I played this game so much with my brothers. We enjoyed our time with this so much. The gameplay itself is a bit but for fun, man, it's just so over the top, so I don't know, this was, we could do so crazy things in the game. Look at this. But in terms of the gameplay and controls and all of that, it wasn't really that great, but look at, man, this was such a crazy wrestling game that it was. Just, my god. But I'm gonna, man, I know the gameplay side of things is not that good, and I can't go just off nostalgia and fun, but man, if I believe FIFA there, I'm gonna put this through here. It was just fun with friends basically, so I'm gonna, man, this is not a good start. But next, Gran Turismo 4. This is another one that, man, Gran Turismo never was the game for me, because it was more focused on realism, and I was always more of a guy like that liked more Need for Speed or Burnout. Those are the games that I enjoyed more, because, but man, I had a friend of mine that was kind of obsessed with this game. Not really obsessed, but you really enjoyed this time with this game. But for me, I never really enjoyed. As I said, I was more of a fan of Need for Speed. I know it's a good game, and for the time it had really good graphics and all of that, and from a technical standpoint I never really enjoyed it that much. I didn't hate it, but for what the game was, I'm gonna put it at B. I know probably Gran Turismo fans are gonna hate this, but man, it is what it is. Next, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. I really enjoyed the Dawn of War series. I know they have at least one, no, there are 3 Dawn of War games if I'm not mistaken, and I never played the third, but I played the first and the second, and I really enjoyed this game. I don't know a lot about the 40k lore and the history and all of that, but the games I really enjoyed playing the games. I also enjoyed playing Space Marine, such a great game. This is also a very good strategy game. I really enjoyed my time with it. Gameplay was also very cool. The units you could make and all of that. I think it was a very good game, and I enjoyed my time with it, so I'm gonna put it at B. Next, Digimon Rumble Arena 2. Wait a minute. I was always a fan of both Pokemon and Digimon. I'm not gonna say I like one better than the other, I like them both. But in terms of games, Pokemon always had the better games, because Digimon never had that really many games, and I still think this is one of the best that they made. And man, nowadays we had what, Digimon Cyber Sleuth Story, or Story Cyber Sleuth, or whatever the game was. It was fun for what it was, but this is still one of the best games of Digimon that they made. Gameplay was basic, of course. It wasn't very complex and all of that. The destruction in the map was fun, and the game itself was fun to play. I played it a lot with my brothers and friends, and I'm gonna leave it at B because I really enjoyed the game. Next we have Doom 3. This game, for what I remember at the time, I might be mistaken, and if I'm wrong about this, I am, but I think at the time when this game released, it was not very well received by people. It had its problems, but I never played the original Doom 1, the first Doom games. This Doom 3 was my first Doom game, so I don't know how do I say it? I never played the others before. This was my first experience with a Doom game, and I really enjoyed it. I think the gameplay was fine. Didn't have horror things. It was this dark alleys and all of that, but I don't think it's really a horror game. But I really enjoyed it. I even played it. I think I played it a couple of years ago, and every time I play it, I enjoy my time with it. It's not the best game ever, but I don't think it's that bad either, and I'm gonna leave it at B just because of the time I enjoy playing the game. Next, Jackie Chan Adventures. Man, I was and still am a fan of the Jackie Chan movies. They are still my favorite movies, and the animated series that he had, that this game is based on, I also enjoy that very much. And this game, man, it has these problems in gameplay and all of that, and even in graphical issues, some graphical issues as you see. But man, for me, it was a Jackie Chan game. You could say I'm a bit of bias in that, but I enjoyed the game for what it was. It's not that great game, but for me as a fan, it was what I could ask for at the time. So this is, man, putting it here, I know the game has its issues, but I like it a lot. Man, putting this here side Gran Turismo, it's a bit weird, but man, I gotta go for me, right? Next, Killzone, the first Killzone game. This game at the time for me was a bit weird to play, because like most, I was used to playing FPS games on PC with mouse and keyboard, so playing on the controller at the beginning. Now I can play on the controller and it's fine. I don't have many issues with that, but at the time I was young and it was hard for me to play, but I still enjoyed my time playing the game. It was good for what it was. I enjoyed the Killzone 2 and 3 more. Shadowfall for the PS4, I think it's Shadowfall for the PS4. I still think it's a good game. I know it wasn't that well received, but I think it's a good game. But the first one, I think, man, it was for the PS2, so of course it's gonna be dated and all of that. So, and because I had some difficulties playing the game because of FPS on the controller, I'm gonna leave it at B. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at B. I might change my mind and change some spots, but for now I'm gonna leave it there. Now, next, Spider-Man 2. This game, people still talk about this game, mostly about the web swinging. Is still considered one of the best ever, but Now with the PS4 and the PS5 games, I think they are better. They have better swing mechanics than this one. I think if this game came out today, it would be exactly like the PS4 and the PS5 ones. It's basically the same thing, just 20 years later. And I really enjoyed my time with the game. It was very fun. The combat was a bit... I can't criticize that much because it's a 20-year-old game. Of course it's gonna have its problems looking bad. The camera in some parts, as you can see, was a bit confusing, but overall I think it was a very good game. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not gonna put it at A, but I'm gonna leave it at B. Next, Tekken 5. Man, I played this game against a friend of mine so many times, so many hours. I ended up getting my ass kicked most of the times, but it is what it is. I was never that good at fighting games. The combo stuff and all of that, I always find that very confusing. It's not confusing, but I don't know. Fighting games, I can play them and enjoy them, but the combos and all of that, I was never a top fighting game fan and all of that. I can have fun with them, but they are what they are, so I'm gonna leave at B. Man, I'm putting a lot of things in B. Next, Football Manager 2005. Man, so many nights where I just put my phones, put music and just play this game all night, and I just had so much fun hiring players, trying new tactics. And this had that one thing that was very funny to me, that it had a program that you can use to kind of cheat in the game and put the players all at max, and then they would shoot from midfield and score goals and all of that. Man, it was the funniest thing ever, and I wasted many hours playing this game. It had... I haven't played this game in many years, but for what I remember, it was good for what it was. As you can, at the time, we didn't have much better than this. This was the top, basically, Football Manager game. There was another one that was Championship Manager, but this one was just better in everything. But I'm gonna leave it at B. Next, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. Man, I still wish Ubisoft made games like they did before. Now they just basically do the same thing over and over again, and before they had so many things. They had Prince of Persia, they had Far Cry, they had Splinter Cell, they have so many different things, so many different franchises. Now they basically just do Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, and that's it. And even Far Cry, it's basically, they turn it into Assassin's Creed first person. And I was never that good at stealth games, I gotta be honest. I was always getting discovered and screwing the mission up, basically. But in terms of gameplay and mechanics and all of that, the game was very good. You could do a lot of different things with the game. And from when I played it, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it at B. I still think Ubisoft should bring Splinter Cell back. I know they announced the Splinter Cell remake, but man, they showed that years ago and haven't showed anything yet. I don't know what the hell they are doing with that, but it is what it is. Next, Halo 2. This game, I didn't play this game when it released. I only played it when it came to PC, and I played it with my brother. We played the campaign in co-op So I don't know how it was when the game first came out. I know people talk about how good the multiplayer is and all of that, but I can talk about that. I just beat the campaign with my brother. I didn't play the multiplayer, so I can talk about that. But man, from what I played, I enjoyed it. With my brother, we had a good time beating the game. So for that, I think I'm gonna leave it at B. Man, this is getting a little bit. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna push. Yeah, I'm gonna push this here, and I'm gonna push this here. This one could be because for what I enjoyed about the game, I know it has its problems. So I'm gonna leave it here, and we will see how it shapes up later. Now, Zoo Tycoon 2. Man, me and my brothers would just weekends we would waste playing this game. We would sit all together with one played in a desktop and the other two would play on a laptop, and we would just sit side by side and play this game and just see who could get to the 5-star first, who could have the best zoo, who would make more money and all of that. Man, it's what can I say, it's more of memories of the game than the game itself, I guess. But I enjoyed playing this game. Not only I played it with my brothers, as I said, but I also played it alone. But the better memories I have is playing with my brothers, and I really enjoyed my time with it, and so I'm gonna put it at B. Next we go into Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. Man, as a Dragon Ball fan, I will be a bit biased about this, but this is, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball, the original one, I think you should try this game. It's, how can I say, getting a Game Boy Advance nowadays it's a bit difficult, but there are other ways to play the game, if you know what I mean. And I think if you're a Dragon Ball fan, I think you would really enjoy play this game, and I think you should really try it, because it was a very fun game. I played it a lot when I came home from school and all of that. I really enjoyed my time with the game. With the fighting in the game was very good. You could do tournaments and all of that. So fun. For a Game Boy Advanced game, was very good. So this, it might be a bit biased, but I'm gonna put it at A, because man, I'm a Dragon Ball fan for life basically. So it is what it is. Next, Far Cry, the first Far Cry game. This game, I played it a couple of years ago, and man, this is basically the original. This is basically Crysis before Crysis, but I really enjoyed my time with the game. The only problem I have with the game is in the end, when you are fighting monster after monster and they have rocket launchers and all of that and lasers or whatever that is. And when I played the game a couple of years ago, that was the thing that was pissing me off the most, was the end of the game. But besides that, the liberty that you have in the game and what you can do, I think it's a very fun game to play. If you never played it, it's cheap to buy it nowadays, and if it's, the end is annoying, but I think overall, am I going to put it at A? I don't think I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna leave it at B. and we will see. Next, we have The Getaway. Man, this game, I never played the game all the way because, man, this game at the time when it came out was really hard. The game basically didn't explain anything to you. It was just here. Have fun trying to figure out all the gameplays. But I think in a lot of ways it was a bit ahead of its time, and you had to pay attention to what the NPCs said and all of that, to know, because it's not really open world, but you had to figure out where you needed to go and all of that. And in terms of gameplay, it's kinda like Max Payne in a way, but without the slow motion and dives and all of that. A bit more realistic, you could say. But every time I played the game I enjoyed it. I was never able to beat it all the way. I still want to. One day I will. At least I hope so. But for what I remember and from what I played the game, it was a very fun game for what it was, and I think in a lot of things was ahead of its time. And but I'm gonna leave it at B. Yeah, I'll leave it at B for now. And in the end, I will look at everything and decide how I will change things. Next, we got Home Total War, or Total War Home. Man, the first time I played the demo of this and I saw these battles with huge armies, I was like mind blown, basically, for how this game not only looked, but for the amount of soldiers and for the size of the army that you could have. It just, at the time, it was something that I was used to play the Age of Mythology and you could never in those games have an army the size that you could have here. When I first saw the size of the armies you could have here, I was like, my god. And I played the demo because I didn't have the full game at the time. I played the demo so much, and then when I finally got the full game, man, it was over. It was so many hours and hours and hours playing this. I have my issues with the campaign because of the resources and all of that you have to manage, and the gold and all of that, and I think it has some things that are a bit annoying. But in terms of the wars that you can make and invading fortress, castles, whatever, it just, man, for the amount of years this game came out, I know they made a kind of a remastered, but I haven't played that yet, but I want to. But man, just looking at the footage of the game here, the graphics are a bit dated, of course, it has 20 years, but man, I had so much fun playing this game, and I enjoyed playing this game so much. It's gotta be at least an A. Okay, next, Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. When I first started this game and that music started playing, I was like, it's over. I love this game just because of the music. I can play the music, of course, because of copyright, but if you want to just search for Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, I think if you put on theme or music it should appear. But man, it was just an awesome song, and the game itself is very good. I enjoyed my time with it. The parkour and all of that was very good. The combat was very nice too. It has some annoying bits, but overall it was a very, yeah, I remember the fountain to save when games had save checkpoints. Now you can save at any time in any game basically, but it wasn't always like that. But man, what do I put this? Man, nostalgia is strong with this one, but I don't know if it deserves an A. I'm gonna leave it at B, and then at the end I will check everything. Now, Dragon Ball Z Boo's Fury. This was part of the legacy of Goku games for the Game Boy Advance, and man, for the Game Boy Advance I think these games were very good. The RPG elements, the gameplay that you could transform. The first one, I'm not here to talk about the other ones, I'm here to talk about Boo's Fury. And I played this game a lot. The story is very good, it has some fun side quests and some secrets that you could... I remember fighting the vampires, yes, fighting vampires in Dragon Ball, that's... I guess. But the game was very fun. The RPG elements, the Easter eggs that you could find, transformations, all of the, for what they did in the Game Boy Advance, I think it's very admirable. And man, I'm being a bit biased because Dragon Ball, but I have to put it there. I have to put it there. I really enjoy the game. Next, another strategy game, Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. I still can't believe to this day that Ubisoft made this game and it's as good as it is. It's a shame that we can't, only if you buy the physical edition or other ways you can have access to this game, because you can't buy it digitally anywhere because EA doesn't have the rights to Lord of the Rings anymore. But man, EA made such great Lord of the Rings games, and this is one of my favorite levels in Helm's Deep, because it's wave and wave of orcs coming at you and you have to constantly keep making army and archers and all of that just to hold on as much as you can until Gandalf appears. And man, the first time I played this, it was just so fun. I still have the physical edition of this one, still one of my favorite strategy games. I'm still looking, man, it's been years since I've been looking for the physical edition of the second one, but when that year comes I'll talk more about it. But this game is, if you can find it and you never played it and you are a fan of Lord of the Rings and you like strategy games, I really think you should give this one a try because it's very good. And man, I have to put this at A because the second one might be an S, but when that time comes, that time comes. Next we have Half-Life 2, and man, this is an all-time great for me. I still remember that when this game came out, my PC was not good enough to play it, so I had to play in a PC of in the house of a friend of mine, and it would let me play, or when you would go to lunch or have dinner or something like that, I would stay in his room playing this game, and then I had so much fun with this game. And once I finally got a PC that could play this game, I just played it and played it and played. I still play this game each couple of years, and they made for free even, they made a graphic update. Some modders made a graphic update that Steam then released official. And man, if you never play this game, it's super cheap to find when they have discounts, and I really recommend because this is such a good game. I'm still hoping, like many people, for the release of Half-Life 3, but I think Valve is not gonna do that, but hope that they do. But Half-Life 2 for me is an S easily. Next we have Pokemon Firehead, and for me the first generation of Pokemon, for me it's still the best one. I played the Pokemon Head at the time so many times, so many hours, and when they made this one I really had to play it. This was such a good game. I know they made the Let's Go Pikachu and the Let's Go Eevee for the Switch, and but I would like for them to do if they don't make the red or blue or the green one, they should at least make the gold or silver in the style of the Violet and Scarlet or Legend Arceus. I think they really should remake those games in that style, and man, I would lose myself playing that games if they made it. But Firehead, very good. First generation for me, still the best. And it might be a bit nostalgia, but I'm gonna put it in S. I really enjoy Firehead. Next we have Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. This game, it's crazy that 20 years later people still talk about this game as in conversation as one of the best Dragon Ball games ever. It's crazy to me how many years have passed and this game is still one of the best they ever made. The size of the roster, the ultimate moves, the map destruction, the map transitions and map interaction that they have, man, this is such a good game. Not just Dragon Ball game, but you could say fighting game to an extent that, man, for me, bias again, you could say that, but Dragon Ball S tier, no doubt about it. Let's see if Sparking Zero can, when it releases in a month, can finally be the definitive Dragon Ball game that we've been waiting for. Next we got, man, do I need to say anything? Need for Speed Underground 2. People still ask EA to remake this game. It's still one of the best, if not the best, Need for Speed game they ever made, and they refuse to remake this, and I really don't understand why. It's okay. There have been some good Need for Speed games after this one. I enjoyed Most Wanted also very much, but it might be nostalgia, of course, but the Need for Speed Underground 2, for that, when it released, the graphics that it had, the music that the game had, gameplay, all of that, the customization of the vehicles and all of that, it was, and if we play it today, it still kinda holds up to an extent, but such a great game, and I really hope that EA would do something with a remake or remaster or something like that, because they made kind of a remaster of Hot Pursuit, but why do they keep refusing a remake of Underground 2? I don't understand. But it might be a bit nostalgia, but S tier for Underground 2. It was just, man, awesome game. Excuse me. Now for the top of the top, GTA San Andreas. Of course everyone knows where this game is going to be. D tier. This game is trash. It sucks. It never should have been made. Man, I'm joking. Man, I still think GTA San Andreas is the best GTA they ever made. I really enjoyed 5. I have to be honest, I played GTA 4, but I never finished it. But for me, I think GTA San Andreas, man, just we look at it, I remember coming home from school and all of that, and just putting my PC and just play for hours and hours and hours, doing everything I could, customize all the cars that I could, awesome, buying all the clothes, tattoos, going to the gym, buffing CJ. Man, this game so awesome, so awesome. It's a shame and still makes me mad what they did with the remasters, and they screwed everything up. I think if they made a remastered, even if with 3 Vice City and San Andreas, if they made the remasters of this game with time and effort and put some, man, even GTA 5 graphics would be enough for this to be, man, just to blow everything out. This would be game of the year easily if they remade this with GTA 5 graphics. I'm not even talking about GTA 6 because we don't even know. I hope it will be a good game, but until the game releases, we never know how things are today. We never know. But if they made a remake of this, it would be, man, awesome. With the mechanics that the game had, improve the gameplay, and having the option to or be fat by eating too much or being buff by going to the gym. There haven't, how do I say it? There's, man, words are hard. They never put that in any other GTA game. If you eat too much, he becomes fat. If you go to the gym and train, he buffs up, and you have to run for stamina and all of that. This game had so many things, and that's why people still love this game and still talk about this game and still want Rockstar to make a remake of this game with great graphics. But I guess we have to content ourselves with GTA 6 when it releases. But well, let me take a final look at this, and I think I'm pretty happy how these games, I really just enjoyed one thing in each other. This was the boss fight. This was just the ragdoll mechanics and seeing the guy flying out of the car. This is basically playing and fun with friends. This I'm still, man, I'm gonna put it as B. Screw it. I had fun. I liked the game. It is what it is. In A, I'm not gonna change anything. S tier for me. The only thing I could change in S tier would be Underground for A, but I enjoyed playing Underground 2 very much, and I still think in a way it kind of holds up, so I'm gonna leave it there. In B tier, I know Gran Turismo deserves more, but I was never a big fan of the game per se. I think one of these I could change to A, but I never finished Getaway, so I'm not gonna put it at A. And Warrior Within, I know it had some gameplay issues, but I'm gonna leave it at that, so the B is where it stays more. So okay guys, next time I will make for the games of 2005 and then onwards until 2024, and until then, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy it. If you have some games that you think are S tier or A tier that are not on the list, I only put games that I played, so I know what I'm talking about. If you have other games, tell me down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.